Ladies and gentlemen, again, let's start BizTalk. Let's go to the slides. Let's start learning about BizTalk today and what is the importance of strategy and innovation in running a business. My dear ladies and gentlemen, no matter whether you run your own business or you are actually working for someone, human resource is one of the most important elements of running a business because people are what drives a business today. All right, so let me share my slides and let's start today's session. One moment, please. All right, can you share slides, please? My co-host, Miss Anu, boss. Thank you, ma'am. All right, so let's go on, guys, and let's talk about what is human resources, what is innovation, what is strategy. Well, in its simplest form, ladies and gentlemen, human resources, human resources and strategy are basically the process of developing, implementing solutions using people and human talent to align and deliver your business, whether it's to sell goods or deliver services. Innovation and strategy in human resources is absolutely fundamental because without the right people, your business can go out of business. Your investment, you can end up being bankrupt because you need people to drive a business. Does everybody understand that? Could you wave your hands for me, please? Alicia, do you understand what I said? Alicia Delos? Can you wave your hand? Good on you, Alicia. Okay, so if we say that human resources is a core element or core essence of any business, that would go to solidify the academic statement that people are one of your most valuable assets. But before I explain that statement, because I know a lot of you disagree with that, you say, well, as long as I've got the business, as long as I can put my goods online, I can run it by myself, save money. But there is a dilemma to that because once your business grows, okay, you have a problem. If you're at work and your camera has been switched on for attendance, you can switch it off. However, if you are called for attendance again and you do not switch on your camera at any time, you'll be marked absent. Providing you've sent me a message you're at work, you can switch off your camera until I call for attendance again. This is my final warning. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, the simple principle that people are the most valuable asset in business is truly a fundamental statement in business, even though some old generation might say not, or your old bosses might think not, but that's why they're losing money. And that's why some of their business are about to fold. People make a business. The people behind a business are what drives profitability. Let's look at the role of innovation in driving business growth. All right, let's start at the beginning. Number one, any business needs to have a competitive advantage. Number two, you need to be able to stimulate expansion in the markets that you're in. Number three, you need to be able to deliver your product or services efficiently so you don't lose customers. Number four, you need to be able to share your knowledge and collaborate with your business partners. They could be your logistics companies, your suppliers, and also your customers in order to retain your customers. And you must foster customer engagement. But the reality is you can't do all five things on your own. This will require people. You require people when it comes to selling. You require people to help you with marketing. You require people to help you with logistics. Every business requires people. People are one of its most valuable assets. Now, if you tell me you've got a one-man operation, you work from home, you sell goods online, and you do everything yourself, that's okay to start with. What are you going to do when your business grows twofold, threefold, fourfold, 25-fold? You will need human capital. Whether the human capital is part-time, whether they work for you online, just doing admin work and social media marketing, this will enhance your business. That is a fact. Okay, so we can go on to say that, ladies and gentlemen, people are a company's greatest asset. And please don't give me excuses that they're not. They are. Would you agree with that, Alicia? Wave your hand, Alicia. Thank you. So people are a company's most valuable asset. Would you agree with that, Mary Grace Poinet? Thank you. Would you agree with that, Juliet San Gaspar? Juliet, take your hand off your mouth and show me that you're learning. When you cover your mouth, I don't know that you're learning. Good. Thank you, sweetie. So people are a company's most valuable asset. Let me leave you with some sayings of some of the world's multimillionaires and most successful entrepreneurs that have lived in the 20th century. Let's talk about Steve Jobs at Apple. Steve Jobs was with us as far as the 20th century is concerned. He died early in the 20th century, probably 20 years ago. He probably died around 2020, 2004, 2005. All right. So Steve Jobs always said, as long as I have the right people to run the business, I don't have to worry about making money, because by having the right people develop and innovate the right product, the product will sell and the money will keep coming in. Steve Jobs. Let's talk about Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos has continuously made the statement, Jeff Bezos is a billionaire, for those of you who don't know who he is. Jeff Bezos has made the statement, providing I have the artificial intelligence to process my e-commerce orders, and I can ensure that customers get their orders within 3 working days in the majority of international markets. Providing I honor the Amazon promise, people will buy from me. I don't need to worry. All I need to do is make sure that I have enough people to deliver the Amazon promise I promise my customers. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? You have 2 of the world's richest men. Steve Jobs died a trillionaire. Jeff Bezos, young man, still strong at heart and strong in business. May he continue for some time. He is adamant till today that people are his most valuable asset. Without his people being able to deliver a level of service and efficiency to its customers, Amazon would lose market. Do you all understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a very sensitive question. Why do people fly Singapore Airlines? Well, until recently, or until 10 years ago, the true answer was they flew the Singapore girl because they wanted to see the beautiful Singapore girl on every flight. Or sorry, that was 20 years ago. Today, the reality is, why do people fly Singapore Airlines? Well, it's because it's the greatest way to fly. They have the newest fleet, the most technology advanced fleet in the world. They have the best onboard in-flight service ranked around the world, and their level of service friendliness to their passenger is second to none. They maintain a level of service. But how does Singapore Airlines deliver that? They carry enough flight attendants on every flight. They do not minimize standards. They recruit the most qualified people to work on board their flights. They have to meet certain criteria. So the people that fly the Singapore aircraft, the Singapore airline aircraft, are delivering a standard that Singapore Airlines customers expect. Singapore Airlines knows that provided they continue to deliver that same standard of service through the same incredibly quality product, that the passengers know it's in-flight service personnel, they will keep making money. People don't mind paying extra to fly a better service airline. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? I can give you an example, and my co-host will be able to attest to this. My co-host flies Emirates, I think. Am I right, Miss Anu? And Miss Anu will tell you that many years ago, Emirates in-flight service was one of the best in the world because Emirates was a young airline. And prior to COVID-19, they had a lot of cabin crew. They were an established airline who basically set up their business and copied Singapore Airlines when they started. That's how they started. They copied the Singapore Airlines blueprint. They started with 3 aircraft they rented from Pakistan Airlines. And now they have over 200 aircraft on their fleet. But the fact is, Emirates ran into trouble after COVID. They did not have enough flight crew left because they lost a lot of them during COVID because there was no planes flying and they retrenched a lot. All of those crew went to other airlines. So the level of service with Emirates has dropped. And Emirates is now doing everything it can to bring its level of in-flight service back to where it was so the cash registers keep clicking. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay. Emirates was one of the greatest airlines to fly. They have one of the most sophisticated A380 first class cabins in the world with a shower. They were the first airline in the world to build showers in the first class cabin. But one thing that they suffered after COVID-19 was the human element. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Wave your hands, please. Come on. Nini, wave your hand, Miss Nini. Show me that you're listening. Thank you. Focus on my lesson, please. So let's talk about the strategy. The strategy. Thank you, Lorena. Just give me 1 minute. The strategy. So for people to remain a company's greatest asset, the reason they remain that is because the employees that you employ bring their creativity, skills, and hunger for success to the company they work for. This is why people are your most valuable asset. Talent attracts and retains customers. Your customers get used to a level of service or a level of talent from your staff. Without that, you lose your customers. Number 3, the culture and values that you bring to your customers matters. Employees embody and shape the organization's culture, influencing its reputation and success. The beautiful face of a Singapore Airlines flight attendant when I was 21 and my boss in Australia said, tomorrow you go on your first business trip and you will fly the Singapore Girl. I looked at him like an idiot. I said, sir, who is the Singapore Girl? There's no airline called that. I was 22 when I realized what Singapore Airlines was. It was the airline with the most beautiful flight attendants in the world. I flew them for the first 10 years of my working life because it was corporate policy. All right. Now, the reason I used to fly them, let's be honest, was they had the best service and best looking flight attendants in the world. And as a young single businessman, why wouldn't I? Does everybody understand how important people are to a brand or an image? Yes or no? Okay, very good. And last but not least, it's employee engagement, which boosts productivity. The more your people engage with customers, the more client retention you will have. Remember, if you lose customers, it's more expensive to get new customers. It's cheaper to retain regular customers. Would you all agree with that? Yes or no? Can you wave your hands for me, everyone? Come on, everybody, wave your hands. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Do you understand what I said, guys? Do you understand what I said, Joan Calawan? Do you understand what I said, Marites? Marites, your video camera is not on. Unless you switch your video camera immediately or send me a message that you're at work. Okay, fine. Please look at the camera. I need to see you. Okay? You need to be looking at your camera unless you've sent me a message that you're at work. All right. So remember, guys, it is really important because the people that are the face of your business are the people that actually retain your customers. So it goes without saying that people are a company's greatest asset. Okay, why do we need to have people-centric approach influences in our company? You all remember that we spoke about centricity in one of our previous lessons, right? We spoke about the 5 C's of being centric, right? We said customer-centric, product-centric, price-centric, service-centric, and market-centric. Does everybody remember that? Yes or no? Wave your hands if you remember that. Come on, hurry up. Wave your hands, please. Nini, wave your hands. Focus on my lesson. Thank you. So, people centricity, understanding your people, understanding how people feel about your people and the people's business is critical. People-centric means people work for you and understand your business, and they understand your customer. Resource allocation. It's really important that you recruit the right people, develop the right people, and have the right people believe in your brand so they can carry your brand forward. And more importantly, performance centric. If you talk about performance and you have 10 employees that are hungry to be successful selling your goods, you will be able to increase profitability or revenue tenfold compared if you did it on your own. The more people you have dealing with your customers and the more relationship they build with your customers by engaging in different cultures, the more successful your business will become. By prioritizing people, companies can become more competitive. They can differentiate themselves through their talent, culture, and innovation compared to their one-man competitor. They have a bigger team and they can drive growth and expansion. And they can improve the business sustainability. Because when you foster a team that loves the company and is keen to see the company succeed, that team will drive business and that team will drive your cash register. All you have to do is look after that team. And that comes back to people are a business most valuable asset. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Very good. So let me ask a question. Who can tell me what role do you think employees play in driving business success? I want everybody to write at least one word in the chat box. Tell me, what role do you think employees do in driving business success? Can everybody go to the chat box and tell me one word that you think answers this question? Forgive me, sorry, I've got a running nose. Does everybody understand my question? Yes or no? Everybody go to the chat box now. Let's go. Everybody, chat box. Write one word that you think drives. Write one word that you think drives or gives reason. Okay, guys? Gives reason for employees driving business success. Can everybody go to the chat box and write it for me now? Everyone? Sorry, guys. Okay, can everybody go to the chat box? Everybody go to the chat box now. Okay, the chat box should be open now. You should be able to write in it. Can everybody go to the chat box? Everyone, write your message in the chat box, please. Give me one word or reason why people you think are important in driving your business. Very good. Focus, skills, productivity, they bring passion, they create relationships with the customers, they attract more customers, they form a team, and team players can deliver a better service to a group of customers. Very good. I'm really, really proud of you guys. Okay, good. Keep going. Anu, these guys are becoming good. Operations, they make it smoother operation. Productivity and performance goes up because you have more people driving the business. People are essential. Very good. Excellent. Very good, guys. I want you to keep that burning spirit. Very good. So you now all understand why people are a business's most valuable asset. Does everybody understand that now? Yes or no? You all understand it? Give me your hands. Come on. Very good logistics. All right, guys. So let me ask you all, and the reason I ask is because I need to make sure that you guys are learning. All right, I want to ask you a question. If you're at home as a housewife, okay, you're at home and you're a housewife, your husband and your children expect you to cook for them, right? They expect you to cook for them. They expect you to be the mother in the house. Just give me a moment, please. They expect you to be the mother in the house. They expect you to cook and look after them. And we all know that if you don't cook and look after the family, right, the family will suffer. Would you agree with that? Yes or no? So the mother plays an important role in the household where the husband works, and the mother is the baby keeper. So the mother is very important as a human element to her family. And when you look at a business or a business entity and you think of it as a family, people are important to manage that family of customers. Do you understand what I mean by that, everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on, hands up. Very good. Okay, so let's go on, guys. Okay, so as I said, the people are really important. Let's talk about planting trees. Let's talk about Dale Fan. You should drive home before your lesson or after your lesson. You're a student. You should have a sense of responsibility and respect this lecturer by parking your car and switching on your camera. Okay? Please make sure you do so as soon as you get home. If you are at work and you have sent me an email, a message, you've sent me a chat message, Jenna Rose, as long as you've recorded your picture with your camera on for attendance, Jenny Rose, you should know this. You've heard it so many times. As long as you've recorded your attendance with your camera on and you're at work, you've sent me a message telling me you're at work, then you can switch off your camera till I call for attendance again. Please, guys, you hear me say this 4 times a week. You should know the rule. Now let's go back to our lesson. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the plants growing. The plants don't grow on their own. They need people to plant them. The more people who plant seeds, the more plants that will grow. And the same thing goes for business. A business without people or a people strategy will die. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay. Human resources or HR is the department that needs to be built into any organizational structure. And this department is charged with managing the company's most valuable asset, its people. They are charged with developing job specifications, organizing job descriptions, making sure they have enough people for business at different times of the year. And they also want to make sure that the people they have the right qualifications to deliver the level of service to the customers that the company expects. So HR is one of the most valuable departments in any business. There are numerous important human resources functions which you should all learn, whether you work for someone or whether you want to run your own business. They are recruiting, hiring, orientating or onboarding new employees, handling employee compensation and benefits by making sure They actually calculate the right salary, which remunerates that person's efforts based on market rates. Because if you don't pay people market rates or above, people will not work for you. They'll run away to somebody who pays them more. HR is responsible for making sure they train, develop, and show a career path to the people who work for your company. HR are responsible for handling all people-related concerns and questions from the people who work with you, employee relations. HR are responsible for developing policies that help encourage people to work for you and give them a better work-life balance so they stay loyal to your company. Does everybody understand how HR, Human Resources Department, plays a role in your company? Without a HR department, unless you're a one-person operation or one-person owner, eventually you will need to employ people. But when you employ people, you can't go guessing. You have to understand what the market salary benchmark is. You have to understand what their job is going to be and how they have to do it. These are HR skills that you need to learn, whether you run the business yourself or whether you employ a HR person to run it for you. Does everybody understand what I've explained? Yes or no? Everybody put up their hands, please. Yes or no? Thank you. So, human resource departments handle employee compensation and benefits, salaries, hiring, firing, performance management bonuses, everything to do with people. HR department in any business should have strategies that focus on taking care of the people who work for that company. HR departments have to understand the market trends, they have to understand labor laws, and they have to understand how to deal with employees from different cultures in order for you to keep your business running. There is some companies who basically don't have their own HR department. They don't have a HR department. So they've turned to outsourcing traditional HR administrative duties and paperwork. What does outsourcing means? It means you get an outsourcing agency to provide you a member of staff to do the work for you. You pay the outsourcing agency and then they pay that worker. So that worker will be an outsourced worker who works for you from an agency responsible for sending you outsourced employees. These employees will not be full-time employees. They'll be there based on the online or working from cyberspace based on the schedule the outsourcing agency has given them, or they could be outsourced but come to the office every day or one day a week. So regardless whether they're outsourced online or outsourced to come to the office every day, they're still outsourced. They work for an agency which you ask to send you more staff. They don't work for you, the company. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Wave your hands. Very good. Let's go on. HR department is an essential component of any business because remember, they look after the most expensive asset any company has. They look after the most valuable asset you have. They look after your most valuable asset. Okay? They look after your people. And your people look after the company's second most valuable asset, and that is its customers. Does everybody understand that, guys? Yes or no? Yes or no? Quickly, hands up. Very good. Today, more than ever, HR departments focus on human resource management. And for them to do that, they use strategic planning. They embed HR into their company objectives, their company plan, their company mission. All of that must be focused around the people that work for the company. Today, more than ever, HR departments focus on human resource management using strategic investments and initiatives to improve the workforce, employ the more qualified people to do a better job, and be able to build on their workforces. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right. So human resources can ensure business harmony by implementing various strategies and practices aimed at fostering positive relationships between employees and employers, as well as enhancing overall organizational growth and effectiveness. Remember, growth and effectiveness for the whole organization. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do you understand that, Salvation? Very good. Okay. So remember, fostering positive relationship between employees and employers, as well as enhancing the overall organizational effectiveness through its employees and its customers, is a critical element of any business success. So let's talk about the importance of human resources in business. Why is HR an important part of the organization's chart? And why is it an important part in any organization's structure or operations? Human resources can provide or promote business harmony through the implementation of various strategies. And it's aimed at fostering a positive relationship because the voice of the company and its new or long-term customer. Remember, you need this in order to foster an image with both your staff and any external organizations that you're working with to deliver that product or service. So, does everybody understand why HR is important? Yes or no? Everybody understand why HR is important? Can you wave your hands if you understand, please? Okay, can everybody go to the chat box and write for me one reason that you think why HR is important? I want everyone to do that now for me, please. Everybody go to the chat box, write one reason why you think HR is important. Go, everyone. I want to see 380 people put messages in the chat box. Let's go. Why is HR important? Come on, guys. Why is HR important to any business? Can you write it in the chat box, please? Come on, hurry up. Why is HR important? Write it in the chat box. Come on, guys. On my back, write it in the chat box. Why do you think HR is important? Let's go. Rosalie, write it in the chat box. Marianne, write it in the chat box. Come on, hurry up. It's not only transport. What other reasons? Come on. Customer-centric teamwork and quality. Okay. But what other reasons is there? Why is it important for HR to focus on people? Write it down. Come on. Why does HR need to be focused on people? Can everybody hear me? Yes or no? Write it in the chat box. Why should a HR department focus on its people? Hurry up. Write it in the chat box now, please. Come on, I can't see any answers. Honey, write it in the chat box. Why should a HR department focus on its people? Recruitment, very good. Finding suitable employees, very good. Keep going. Now I'm getting answers. HR is important because it manages the company's most valuable asset. Yeah, well, that's my line. Okay. Improve performance of employees, guide employees, coach employees, um, provide training. Yes, very good. All of these are reasons why HR should try to retain employees. Just one moment, please. Keep the messages coming. Important HR include recruitment and hiring, employee onboarding, managing employee benefits. Okay, we all know that. And it's very important that HR are included in this process at some point of time. Okay, any others? I think you're all giving me the same answer, but very good. At least you're all aware. So does everybody understand now the importance of the HR department in the business infrastructure? Yes or no? Yes or no? Zenith? Zenith, do you understand? Thank you. All right, let's go back to our slides. Thank you. Okay, so remember that human resources, HR, can promote business harmony through the implementation of various strategies and practices aimed at fostering positive relationships between employees and employers. And of course, that happens when a student contacts us and says, I want to do the working holiday, or I want a working internship. It depends on the student, where they are, and what point of the course they're at. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very good. So remember, being able to ensure that you have an employee that fits in with the harmony of the company and implements various strategies and practices aimed at fostering a positive relationship, then these are the staff you should keep. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very good. So let's talk about managing and using people effectively. Managing and using people effectively is critical. Number two, number two is about tying performance with the people and compensating the people. That means you have to make sure that you understand the level of performance these people are delivering and how much you compensate them accordingly. It talks about organizational competencies and productivity. It talks about new approaches to work processes and managing and implementation and integration of technology in the business. So all this comes back to what I explained at the beginning. No business can today say confidently that they can operate with online technology only. Every business today they need online integration. They need to be either able to communicate online, they need to be able to study online, they need to be able to apply to HR for leave online. Online processing, online HR has become a core element for the majority of the companies, provided they still keep their own physical HR department. So remember, BizTalk, the session you're attending now, is important to all of you. But for this session to run, somebody from my team, from HR, has to be here every week. This week it's Miss Anu. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Wave your hands, please. Okay, good. So managing human resources effectively, trying performance appraisal and compensation to competencies. So when you tie the appraisal to the competencies, that means people know what they're supposed to do and can learn about that competency or that equation in the week or in the 2 weeks, whatever it is it takes you to write it. But remember, developing competencies that enhance the individual in face of the company and its departments or staff is critical. Developing competencies that enhance individual organizational performance, definitely, absolutely. And this is an element that HR takes part in and advises faculty on the students joining the next class and what their perceptions are so the faculty can adjust. All right, does everybody understand this? Yes or no? All right, let's look at the remaining three there. Developing competencies. Number 4, increasing the innovation. Number 5, applying new approaches to work. And number 6, managing the implementation and integration of technology through improved staffing, training, and communication with employees. Does everybody understand what we mean by that last paragraph? Yes or no? Can you wave your hands? Very good. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so remember, there are 12 key functions to HR. Remember, HR is responsible for your people asset. HR is critical to you. They are. Let's start from the center, okay? We have individuals, right? Individuals who apply to work for your company. So what do they expect from HR? They would expect these senses or these areas that HR would be concerned about. Their well-being, work-life balance, their health and safety at work, their participation and communication with management, their understanding of the industrial relations in the country they choose to go to, the rewards that they will be receiving, career planning, learning and development, performance management, recruitment and selection, and last but not least, human resource planning. Does everybody understand this so far? Yes or no? Okay, let's just switch off the PowerPoint for now and let me talk to some of you because some of you are not paying attention. Can we switch off the PowerPoint, please? All right, let's start with Angelo. Angelo, do you understand what I just explained about HR? Angelo, could you wave your hand? Where are you, Angelo? Do it now, please. Thank you, Angelo. All right, let's talk to Edison. Edison, do you understand what I've explained so far, Edison? Edison? Can you open your microphone, Edison? Go ahead, Edison. Can you unmute your microphone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you
I
understand what
understand.
I've explained so far, Edison?
Yes, sir.
Do
I
you understand
understand.
why people are a company's most valuable asset, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else you can tell me to justify people being a company's most valuable asset?
For me, sir, is employees is a valuable assets of the company. It's because they can do whatever they want with regards of the operation, and also as HR is to promote and motivate the people on how to uh be a good
Very
leader.
good.
And
Yeah, you're on the
yes,
right track. So you would
yes,
agree that the people that make the organization tick are the people that work for it. Would you agree with that?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's
Would you
a
also
great.
agree that an aircraft, if you travel on holidays with the Philippine Airlines and there was no cabin crew, that you probably wouldn't fly Philippine Airlines?
Yes, of course. I do it for myself.
Okay, very good. So people and the involvement of people in any organization are what make an organization successful. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Who else would like to share with me why people are important? Why are they a critical element of strategy? I keep coming us with this example, and the reason I do that because I seem to have more ladies than men on a regular basis, and I'm honored by that. But let me give the example relating to the ladies, guys. Please don't get offended. But there's just more of them here today. All right, so let me just give you an example. Ladies go to a makeup salon or a hair salon every month. Okay, most of them. But do they go there because it's a salon, or do they go there because of the stylist that looks after them? If you all agree, ladies, that you go there because of the person that looks after you, put up your hand now. Come on, hand up. Hand up. Let's go. Very good. So, if that man or that woman moved to another salon, you'd follow them, right? Yes or no? Okay, would you all agree, girls? Come on, girls, show me your hands. I want you to participate. Everyone. Okay, gentlemen, let's talk to the gentlemen now. Gentlemen, you go out. You go probably drinking beer or you go out with your friends every week or every month. The reason you go out with your friends is because you enjoy their company, right? Your mates. But if those guys weren't around, you probably wouldn't go out. Would you agree with that, gentlemen? Put your hands up, gentlemen. Come on, hurry up. All the guys, hands up. Ong Sui. Thank you very much. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, let me take it to a more personal level. Don't get offended. This is just generic. And Miss Anu, you're already married, so you don't have to worry about this, okay? Now, girls, you go out with your boyfriend, right? Yes or no? And you go out with your boyfriend because you trust him and because you love him, and technically speaking, he loves you, right? Yes or no? Put your hands up. However, here comes the crunch. The day he cheats on you, you dump him. The day you cheat on him, he dumps you. Right or wrong? Hands up. Okay, so what happens then? You're no longer in love. So now the new guy that comes along will never be the same as the old guy, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? So people bring their own culture and their own behavior pattern to a business just like they do to a relationship. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yeah, I know, I know, I know. And so, Salvacion, I think you're in the same position as Anu. You're probably already married, am I right? Yes? Okay. So you and Anu don't have to worry about this because you're stuck with the same husband and you're stuck with raising the kids, right? You don't have much choice now. The same here. I've got a wife and daughter. I can't choose anymore, all right? Anybody else that's married, put up your hands. How many of us are married? Okay, good. So you all know what it's all about, all right? So remember, guys, people are the world's most valuable asset. People on earth make earth tick. People in cities make cities what they are today. New York without its people would be a graveyard. Singapore without its people would be an island without people on it. That's how important people are to the strategic element that drives a business that is out to make a profit, right? What's a scammer? Sorry, I don't understand, Ong Sui Mew. What's a scammer? You mean if your boyfriend is a scammer, you dump him? Yeah, I understand that. All right. I'm not a scammer. I hope you're not saying I'm a scammer. All right. Well, yeah. Ong Sui Mew's saying if his girlfriend is a scammer, he'll dump her, right? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Ong Sui Mew? Very good. Okay, you better explain that because everybody read your message. All right. Okay. So yeah, if your boyfriend or girlfriend's a scammer, you dump them, right? And then you probably go and look for a new scammer. Is that what you're saying, Om? Yeah, okay. And then you'll find out that person's a scammer and you dump them again, right? And life goes on trying to find somebody who's not a scammer. But today it's all about people's character and culture. Would you agree with that, Om? Very good. Okay. So let's go back to the fundamental element or process today that in every business, the main core element that drives a business is profit. Would you agree with that? Put your hands up if you agree with me. So, in order to make profit, the business needs to have certain strategies. And one of the most important strategies is human resources and people. Does everybody understand that word today? Yes or no? So let me tell you, if you're planning to start a business and you think that paying people to work for you is wrong, don't go into business. You'll fail. You need to adopt the right philosophy that Steve Jobs adopted. Hire the right people, pay them the right amount of money, and your business will make money. Hire the wrong people or don't hire enough people, and your business will go out of business. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Is Amal here today? One of my students should be here. Are you here today, Amal? If you are here, wave your hand, young lady. Good to see you again. Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Yes or no? Great, excellent. Okay, Amal, are you here today? I saw you at the beginning. Are you here? If you're here, Amal, wave your hand or drop me a message saying I'm here. I think she's here. Okay, good. All right. So Amal would know. Amal is, somebody who, very well educated young lady, and she can tell you that she lives in a country now where finding a job in that country is very hard. It's a very competitive society. All right. But in America, some companies pay a very low salary that even the people that work for it can't afford to survive. They have to work two jobs. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our slides. Okay, can we go back to our slides, please, Anu? All right, so the 12 key elements of HR that every HR department must have in place are, let's start from the very, very beginning. Okay? It must start with human resources and planning, recruitment and selection, performance management, learning and development to train staff, career planning, so you show everybody that there is a career path for them, providing they work hard and they're loyal. Just give me a moment, please. Let me just get rid of this thing out of my way. All right. Then you need people in HR that can actually decide what the job entails, planning the function of the job, making sure they calculate the right salary, which meets industry standards in your country at the time, to make sure that when you hire someone, you're rewarding them with the right amount of money so they don't run away after 1 week. There's no benefit, because if you underpay them and after 1 week they leave you to go somebody else that pays them more, you have to spend money on hiring somebody else and training them again. So paying the right amount of money requires either having your own HR or talking to a HR expert like me and saying, hey, Mr. Wally, I want to employ a sales assistant in my little mart in Manila. I don't know how much to pay them. Can you show me how much to pay them? What is the rate in the market? And I can tell you based on Filipino salary scales. Does everybody understand why function evaluation and rewards is important? Yes or no? Can you put up your hands? Very good. Next one is understanding industrial relations laws. If you don't know the laws regarding to employment in your country and you employ somebody under the wrong elements or not giving them their entitlements, and one day they leave you and they go and complain to the labor authorities, you could end up in labor court you could end up losing your business or paying hefty fines. You need to able to have employee participation and communication within the company so ideas can be exchanged, and through ideas being exchanged, you can grow the company and its productivity. There needs to be health and safety standards about them wearing the right safety shoes, and being able to work in a safe environment, depending on what sort of business you have. You have to give them work-life balance and well-being. And HR also has to be responsible for everyday administration, what we call employee relations, being there to talk to their employees whenever their employees have a suggestion or an issue. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Put up your hands. Let's go. I want to see hands flying everywhere. Come on. Very good. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so human resources. The first HR function is all about knowing the future needs of your organization. You need to know how many people you want, what kind of people you need, and how many. You need to know exactly what skills they need to have and what languages they need to speak. You need this in order to plan and be able to actually secure the right people. Randoy, you know you have a BizTalk lesson. You're supposed to have a working camera. I suggest you go and get it fixed, because if you switch off your camera and you're not at work, you may not get a certificate. Thank you. Okay, so remember, guys, Randoy, please get it fixed before the next BizTalk. Okay, please remember, guys, that people drive a business. So planning to have the right number of people and the right people skills is the first core element of HR. Okay, so for them to do this, HR must develop a strategic approach. They must have policies that align to the corporate policies. They must have a comprehensive scope. HR must be the second most powerful department next to the CEO or the GM, because they shape the company by putting the right type of people in the company to shape its culture. And if we believe in the premise that people are a company's most valuable asset, then HR have the biggest responsibility in the company. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on, guys. Can people put up their hand and answer my questions? Aileen, do you understand that? Marites Rutagal? What about Zenith? What about Jackie? Marissa? Alice, where are you, Alice? Have you gone to sleep? Wave your hand to me if you're listening to this lesson. Thank you, Zenith. Zenith, do you understand what I've explained so far, young lady? You're looking as gorgeous as ever. Nice to see you again. Thank you. Okay, let's go on. I'm Ong Sui Myo. Do you understand what I've said so far, mate? Are you sure? Can you switch on your microphone and say hello to me, Ong Sui? I didn't get a chance last week, so say hello to me this week. On your microphone, Ong Sui. Come on, hurry up. Go ahead. Hi, Ong Sui. How are you today? Are you enjoying BizTalk, Ong Sui? Are you learning from BizTalk, Ong Sui? Good. I look forward to seeing you every week. Thank you, Ong Sui. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, focusing on human capital, having a long-term perspective, and being able to make sure you have a strategic approach that is focused on taking your company forward, which means having the right people in the company, makes HR one of the core and most strategic departments in an organization. All right, let's talk about human resources planning. What are the reasons for human resources planning? Increase productivity. By increased productivity, you increase profitability. Implementing managerial activities. Well, if you don't do it, the company will not function and you'll go out of business. If no one motivates employees so the employees feel like they're part of the company, if no one motivates and empowers employees, employees will leave you, and therefore your business will suffer. By increasing productivity, ladies and gentlemen, by increasing productivity, you basically are avoiding collapse of your business. You see, increasing productivity. Okay, by motivating employees, you increase productivity. By implementing the right managerial activities, by making sure there's career development, by making sure there's training, etc., you will increase their productivity. By doing all of this, you avoid manpower shortages. By planning ahead, you avoid having too many people and paying too many salaries. By choosing the right people and planning ahead, you hire better quality people more suited for your organization, and you grow a competitive advantage because your people build your business. Remember, as long as the people believe in your business, as long as the people are empowered, your business will keep the cash register clicking. Does everybody understand that? Annalyn Galablasa, you need to switch on your camera, not the Kingston logo, ma'am. You're a student. You shouldn't be showing the Kingston logo unless you work for Kingston. Can you please show your picture? I appreciate that you're a Kingston student. You're very welcome, ma'am. Okay, but please show your picture, not the Kingston logo. Otherwise, your attendance may not be recorded. Thank you, Annalyn. Okay, does everybody understand that? Everyone, yes or no? All right, let's go on. So manpower planning is also known as workforce planning. It's the process of identifying the right people, identifying what the job they're going to do is, coming up with a job description, and identifying the right competitive salary so you don't pay them too little or too much. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wave your hands, yes or no. Wake up, everyone, please. Okay. You might all be asking yourself, I want to remind everybody of this. I want to remind everybody of this. The reason you're all attending BizTalk is to learn new business disciplines, disciplines that are going to help you improve your life and your job success. Yes or no? Yes or no? So if you want to learn that, guys, you have to pay attention. I can be like other teachers, talk, switch off my camera and not send you a certificate. And I say, well, you didn't pay attention. I don't do that because I care about you. Do you understand the difference? Yes or no? Yes or no? So I don't want any of you complaining, oh, Mr. Wally always scolds us for not paying attention. The reason I remind you is because I want you to learn. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? And also, I don't want my boss, Miss Anu, to scold me for not reminding you to pay attention. Okay? Am I right, Anu? Come on, Anu, defend me. All right, good. Okay? Everybody understands what I'm saying? When you attend BizTalk, focus on what I say. Show me that you're listening by raising your electronic hand so I know you're learning. Does everybody understand that moving forward? Yes or no? Do you all understand the role of strategic planning in HR? Do you understand why it's so important? Yes or no? Can you imagine going to McDonald's during weekend and McDonald's not having enough people to cook hamburgers for all the kids and French fries? McDonald's reputation would be ruined. Now, how do they make sure they have enough people? Through manpower planning, through looking at how much sales they did on the same day last year and making sure they have enough staff to hopefully cover the same amount of sales or more. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Very good. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint, please. Here we go. All right, so remember, manpower planning is essential. Manpower planning is essential because without manpower planning, you don't have the right resources with the right skills or enough resources to get your business to move forward. And that means loss of profitability, loss of productivity, and likely failure. Okay, let's keep going, guys. Manpower, just one moment, please. Hold on, guys. Okay, just give me a minute, please. I've got a problem here. Just give me a minute. Just one moment, please. Okay, just one moment. We're just fixing the slide problem. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so manpower planning we've all spoken about. Let's go on. Manpower planning we've spoken about, we've explained it. So let's go to the next slide, please. The next slide talks about the approaches in manpower planning. There's a tactical approach, which means you focus on staff you need in the short term while keeping in mind the future. There's a narrower scope that basically focuses on recruitment, selection, and staffing. And there's a focus on headcount, which emphasizing filling job openings with suitable candidates, and the short-term perspective addresses immediate staff requirements. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, if you follow tactical approach, you'll fail. If you follow the narrow scope only, you'll fail. If you focus on headcount alone, you'll fail. You need to focus on the first three: tactical, narrow, and focus. You need to focus on the current requirements of the business, the future requirements of the business so you can plan ahead, and you need to focus on any short-term problems that come up along the way. Remember, your people are your most valuable asset. Okay, need for manpower planning. I think I've already explained. I think people are important. I just got a comment in the chat box about McDonald's. Just hold on for a minute, please. What did it say? Companies can't operate without employees. Just bear with me, please. Sorry for your. Currently, McDonald's are more shops in Singapore. It's difficult to find KFC also. Well, I don't know. I seem to see more KFC than I do McDonald's around my area, but that could come to a certain business strategy in Singapore that maybe people are getting sick of eating McDonald's because their menu has become outdated and old-fashioned, and the level of service and quality may no longer be the same. McDonald's in Singapore have now adopted a self-service method where everything customer orders, customer does his own ordering. The interaction between the customer and the friendly staff has lessened. They become very manpower lean, which means they've lost focus on what McDonald's was first initially set up on. Remember, McDonald's was all about selling hamburgers and French fries. Ronald McDonald the clown entertaining the kids. In some countries, those values are no longer there because what's happened is the fast food industries adopted a more manpower lean approach where they've automated ordering, automated payment, and you're treated like a number. You just get your number flashes, you collect the order, you walk away. There's no more personalized service. And that could be a reason why McDonald's and fast food industries in Singapore and in Asia, where these philosophies have taken over, sadly, are losing business track. People prefer to go to somewhere where there's a waitress that takes their order and serves them. They prefer to go to a hawker center or a food stall where the old lady serves them. And whether that is reality, it is reality. And Don't be surprised if in the coming years you see McDonald's and fast food restaurants going back to the old way and getting rid of all these self-service terminals. Do you all understand what I mean by that? So McDonald's is taking the narrow approach. They're keeping their staff very lean and relying on machines. All right. Now, whether that's good or bad in the long term, well, only their profit will tell you. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, let's go on. All right, so manpower planning, ladies and gentlemen, includes details like how and when will new employees be acquired, how much you're going to pay them, how soon you're going to train them, and how many employees you need to have at a particular time of the month. All right, so if we look at this and we go through it, so the first step is analyzing the current manpower inventory that you have, making future manpower forecasts, developing employee programs to go out and recruit the right people, selecting the right people, and then employing them, putting them through a buddy system or an orientation system, having them become empowered and contributing members of your organization, and having ongoing training programs so they learn more skills and build a level of self-confidence. Because an employee will only become confident when you lead by example, show them what to do, let them show you, correct them, and always be there to teach them and guide them. All right, let's go on, guys. Okay, so manpower planning requires workforce analysis, forecasting, gap analysis, job analysis, strategic planning. Now, workforce analysis is something that you may be able to do on your own. And if you need any help doing that, I'll be running a session in the coming months on the actual technical aspects of manpower planning and writing a job description. You can learn those, okay? It's going to be called Technical Human Resources at Work, all right? So look out for that session. But for now, as long as you understand what manpower planning is, manpower planning involves workforce analysis, forecasting, gap analysis, job analysis, and strategic planning. Now, remember, workforce analysis is analyzing the industry or the workforce in your own country to find out how much the jobs you want cost in that country or what skills are available. Job analysis is analyzing the job that you're employing people for and what they're supposed to do in your organization to make sure they're a match. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, let's go on. Function evaluation. Evaluating a function is a technical aspect of HR, and for this, you need to either get a job description from somebody like me or somebody in HR if you don't have a HR department. For example, Aileen is going to open her own real estate business, but she needs realtors to work for her. She is only going to invest in it, and she needs 5 experienced real estate agents to actually sell properties for her or rent properties. So if she doesn't know the specs for a real estate agent, she will need to get a job description, and a job description which meets the benchmark standard for a realtor and the one that meets the regulatory requirements to be a realtor in her country. And then she needs to go out and hire people with those job requirements. Do you understand what I mean by that, Aileen? And this is function evaluation to make sure you put the right person in the right job and making sure you reward them accordingly. Okay? Everybody understand that? Yes or no? Classification method. Okay? Jobs can be classified into different categories using classification methods. In this case, jobs are classified and then ranked into the categories to come up with a ranking. For example, you could have a chef in the kitchen. He's your executive chef. He's the highest ranked chef. Then you have a sous chef. which is the second highest ranked chef. Then you have chef de partie, which are assistants to the sous chef. They're the third highest in the kitchen. They start at the top with the most senior and go all the way down to a kitchen hand who helps peel vegetables. Now, in every job, there is different job rankings, and that's what we mean when we say evaluating the function. So to evaluate the function and level of each job, you need to have a job description and you need to rank the job based on its complexity and other factors by using a point scoring system. Now, as owners of a business, you need to be aware of this, but you don't have to do it yourself. However, in the coming weeks, as I said, I will give you a sample template of how to do it, but this is very technical, and if you need help, you can always ask me and I'll give you help. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. So if you work for a big company as a customer service officer and they classify you as a customer service officer grade 1, that means you're at grade 1 of the customer service career path. So in that company, there may be grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, which is a supervisor, grade 4, which is a customer service manager. All right, function evaluation helps HR departments ensure the company is successful by employing the right people at the right level, paying them the right salary, and being able to meet its strategic operations uh, plans or its strategic operational processes by having the right people with the right skills in the right place at the right time. Let's go about job analysis. Job analysis defines the job role and responsibilities. It identifies the necessary skills and qualifications they need. It develops a document called a job description, which you'll learn about in the weeks to come. It actually starts the recruitment process. It guides employee training and development by setting out the types of training programs or the benchmark for what training programs. It allows you to evaluate their job performance once they start work based on whatever's outlined in the job description. It helps determine how much salary or benefits they get. And it also highlights any dangers you may face when the person does this job by making sure you have enough people to do this job. For example, if you're running a bakery and you need someone to look after the oven alone, you have to have enough people in the bakery kitchen. So having job analysis by knowing what jobs you need and how many you need, you're also protecting yourself from accidents and being sued. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Very good. What is the job description? The job description is a written document that outlines the key responsibilities and duties of the job. And it should have a job title, a job summary, the key responsibilities, the educational certifications or qualifications that you need for that job, work experience and background, physical or mental demands, work environment and conditions, performance standards, and reporting relationships. All of these are important so you know what sort of person you should employ. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, very good. Why do we need job descriptions, guys? You can say, well, hold on, Aileen, I know what I want. I just want a cook. I'll just interview one, providing they can cook. I'll employ them. But then, Aileen, when your business grows, how do you rank that person, whether he's a head chef, second in charge, or third in charge? By doing that, Aileen, you're not recruiting for company growth. If you're going to recruit for company growth, you have to make sure that everybody that is recruited is correctly classified. For example, if you run a one-man kitchen, you just need a cook, not a chef. If your business grows and you need 3 cooks in the kitchen, then you have to have a head cook, or a head chef, followed by assistant cooks or chefs de cuisine. Do you understand that, everyone? It's really important that you get this right when you structure a business and developing a strategy for long-time business growth. Job evaluation is when we evaluate the job to find out how much salary you have to pay them. And job evaluation, again, is a technical process. And if you need any help, you can ask me. However, I will teach you this in HR, a technical perspective that I told you about in the coming weeks. All right. When we consider job evaluation and how much to pay people, we take into account the responsibilities, duties, the skills and qualifications they must have, what education they must have, whether they have to have leadership and supervisory skills, and whether they fit into the correct environment. Forgive me, guys, I've got a running nose. Pardon me. Does everybody understand what I said about job evaluation factors? Yes or no? Okay. All right. Common methods used in job evaluation are job ranking, job classification, point factor system, which I'll be teaching you, factor comparison method, which is part of the point factor system, which I'll teach you, and the market-based approach to job benchmarks. All of this you'll learn in an upcoming session on the technical workings of HR processes. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? And I'll give you samples and templates, okay? All right. So the next element that we're going to talk about is a salary survey. A salary survey, ladies and gentlemen, is not done by you. It's usually done by an independent party like Hayes, or in some countries, other companies, and they publish a salary survey that is available to employers and industry around the world. And a salary survey basically tells you what is the recommended salary for different jobs at different levels. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Okay, good. All right, so let's go to the chart that we have here. And let me just look at this chart. Okay, so if you look at demand forecast, you're basically looking at the forecast activity levels that you need to cater for and what your business operational plan is. This will tell you how many people you're going to need. If we look at factors effective demand and supply, again, you need to understand, well, hold on, is there a lot of people out there that can do this job, and are they easy to find? Okay, then we go to the bottom part, supply forecast. You need to do workforce analysis to find out how long it will take you to recruit people. And you need to understand that if somebody leaves you, how long will it able to take you to replace them? What is the turnover period? So if you look at the company's demand or need for people and compare it to the number of people with those qualifications available for supply to your company or for recruitment, therefore you understand there must be a balance between the number of people you need and the number of people available in the market. And therefore, you need to have a workforce plan. You need to understand what you need, how many you need, what qualifications, and what level, how much salary you need to offer them. You need to have a recruitment plan to make sure you recruit them in time for the business to run. You need to have career development plans and training plans and career path plans so they don't run away and you have to recruit again. You need to have a training program in place. You need to be able to let them become empowered. The more you train them and the more they feel empowered, the more loyal they'll become to your business. Does everybody understand this so far? Yes or no? Productivity planning, outsourcing plans, and controlling workforce size are all the functions of HR. Now, you might ask yourself, well, you might ask yourself, what is workforce outsourcing. Let's talk about that. Workforce outsourcing, ladies and gentlemen, is where you go to a company and say, I need 30 waitresses next month. You don't hire those waitresses. You go to a outsourcing agency that deals in F&B only. For example, Jackie Joy opens a restaurant next week. She doesn't have time to recruit. She doesn't have a HR manager. So she can call a F&B industry outsource company, and there's plenty of those in most countries. And she can say to them, well, I'm opening a new restaurant. I need you to get me people to work for me. I need 5 waitresses. I need one assistant manager. I already have a cook. Now, what will happen is Jackie will instruct the outsource agency about what sort of people qualifications she needs, what sort of cuisine she wants to serve, and she will give them a minimum and maximum salary. She will tell them the working hours of those people, but she will not employ them. So the outsourcing agency will have a responsibility to make sure that she has 5 waitresses at her restaurant every day. The outsource agency will be responsible for paying them. They will be responsible for giving them leave. All Jackie will do is pay the manpower outsourcing agency for the number of days that people work. Jackie's not worried about their sick leave, their annual leave, anything, because Jackie leaves that to an agency. All Jackie wants is that agency to make sure she has 5 waitresses every day. That's it. She pays the agency to do that. So Jackie outsources the HR function to a third-party agency. All right. Now, let me tell you, Jackie, if you're only a small business and you need 1 or 2 waitresses and a cook, and you don't have a HR process or know how to do it, it's cheaper to get help and employ them yourself. But if you cannot get help and employ them yourself, then outsourcing at the beginning may be the fastest way to start your business. Does everybody understand that? But there is a downfall to outsourcing, because with outsourcing, the people may change every day, and then the level of service may fluctuate or go up and down, which could affect your business success or the launch of your business in its initial time. Therefore, I do not recommend outsourcing business jobs when you're starting a new business. As a business owner, you should strategize and ask for help so that when you open your business, you recruit your own people. And guys, I'm offering you help. Not many trainers will offer you help. My job is only to train you. But I feel that I owe you more than that because you're our students. So if you need help with any of this, you can WhatsApp me at any time and I can guide you. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? So outsourcing can help during busy periods, but you should not rely on outsourcing as the core way of getting labor, because it can be more expensive and it means you have no control over the quality of the person they send you on that day, and your business could suffer. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Good. Okay, guys, if we can go back to our slides. Okay, hold on. Just one moment, please. Again, this is hanging. Just one moment, will you? Okay, all right. So manpower planning, as I said, manpower planning, we already looked at what manpower planning does, okay? And we said that manpower planning is critical. So we said that part of manpower planning is action planning. making sure you have an action plan and timelines of when you're going to employ people, how long it takes to employ them. Remember, we just said in the diagram, you need to understand what your requirements are and what the supply restraints are in the market, whether there's enough people in that market to meet your requirements. Is there enough people who are trained to work as French chefs? How long is it going to take to get them? How many do you need? So all of this is part of your action plan. Implementation is when you put the plans into action. Monitoring and evaluation is that you continuously need to monitor and evaluate the people that you have. You need to continuously lead them, train them, develop them, and build their confidence so that they can become more empowered. The more confident they feel, the more empowered they feel, and they start putting themselves in your business shoes. And that's what you want. When people in your company become empowered and love what they're doing, that's when your business has people that are its most valuable asset. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right, manpower planning. Here's a sample of a manpower plan, and I'll teach you how to use that when we do HR, technical perspectives, technical elements. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Every business should have one of these. And I will show you how to use it and how to calculate your manpower costs so you know how to manage your profit. Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Wave your hands. Okay. I will also share with you a tool about budgeting and forecasting. And what I will do on Monday, for those of you whose attendance has been recorded because you met the attendance rules, you will get a copy of a manpower planning worksheet and this Cube software link that you can practice with before I teach you the technical session. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? I will send these to Miss Anu and she will share it with those who get certificate. When you get the certificate, you'll also get the material. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Very good. All right. So manpower planning, by following these steps, organizations can ensure effective manpower planning, which is critical for any company's success. Michael, you'll get the link, providing you've attended the session and switched on your camera where required. The link will be sent to you together with the material next week. Providing you met the attendance guidelines, you will get them next week. Thank you. Miss Anu, you can share the lesson material next week when you send out the certificates. Okay? All right. And at the end of the lesson, I will share the PowerPoint slides, but that will only be to people that stay till the end of the lesson. Otherwise, you'll get them when you get your certificate. All right. Let's go on. So does everybody understand manpower planning? Yes or no? Very good. All right, let's talk about the 12 key functions of human resources, because remember, human resources is one of the key elements in any HR department. Okay? Human resources is one of the key elements, and the human resources functions are the key driver of a HR department. Okay, so base salary, performance, bonuses, social environment, job security, working hours, growth opportunities, formal and informal development opportunities. These are all part of what we call the employee value proposition. Remember, we said people are a business's most important asset. HR is a business's most important strategic function to run the business. And for the HR department, they need to be able to provide the people they employ with a value proposition to work for your company. And it all comes back to rewards and the elements of reward. And we'll talk about that when we talk about manpower planning during the technical session. So, what are the elements of total reward? when you pay somebody a salary or compensate them, the first you must reward them with development, teach them continuous learning so they can get promoted. Then you must pay them the basic rate of pay, which is in line with the market and industry rate, or maybe just a bit higher so they're prepared to come to you. You must provide them recognition by giving them a sense of motivation and empowerment. You must provide them work-family balance and well-being. You must make sure they feel like they're important at work by empowering them, meaningful work. And you must be able to reward them based on performance and over time, or give them commission on sales where relevant, variable pay. You must provide them benefits like holidays, annual leave, sick pay, sick leave, hospitalization benefits. And you must provide them credible leadership. Credible leadership, I mean leadership skills that will motivate them to feel empowered and want to work for your company. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Rewards is not only about paying a salary. Salary alone is not enough, because tomorrow they could get offered $5 more per hour and leave you. The idea is actually a value proposition where you give them not only money, but other rewards like satisfaction, empowerment, responsibility, respect. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right. So let's look at this, and let's look at the role of innovation in driving business strategy and driving HR strategy in any business. Number one, the role of innovation in driving business impact is critical. Number two, it enhances product development and market expansion, because if you have creativity and you have more people that have creative mindsets and more people there to contribute ideas and help your business grow with creativity and innovation, your business will grow. Number three, more people improve operational efficiency. Okay. And by improving operational efficiency, you can save costs by making sure you hire the right people for the right job with the right employee value proposition. You foster a culture of creativity and collaboration in your organization where your employees feel that they're important and that they play a role in the business. They feel empowered. Last but not least, you embrace open innovation and collaboration. Let's talk about Steve Jobs. Does everybody remember who Steve Jobs is? Yes or no? Does everybody remember Steve Jobs? Can you tell me, do you think if Steve Jobs did not embrace collaboration and innovation, would Apple be one of the most successful smartphone makers in the world? No, no. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Come on, wake up. Say no in the chat box, everyone. Come on, guys, wake up, please. Everybody type no in the chat box so I know you're listening. So, if Steve Jobs did not believe in innovation and he didn't bring innovation into his strategy as far as developing a product, but more importantly, if he didn't employ the right people with the right level of creativity and innovation, would there be an iPhone 17 today? The answer is no. Do you understand that, everyone? Ong Mo, do you understand that if it wasn't for Steve Jobs going back to Apple after they fired him, there would be no Apple phone today? Do you understand that, Ong Sui Myo? Put your hand up, Ong. Ladies and gentlemen, come out of your dream. If it wasn't for Steve Jobs, there would be no iPhone today. Steve Jobs made the iPhone possible through the blueprint that was in his head and the people that he hand selected with the right talent to make the iPhone what he dreamt of. He gave them a vision and he told them, make it happen. You have the right technical qualifications. You are a graphic designer. You are uh, a voice engineer. You are a camera engineer. You are a high resolution graphics engineer. I'm paying you the best salaries in the market. I want to develop a phone called the iPhone. This is what my iPhone will offer its customers. Make it happen for me. It was through his creativity and innovation that was thinking out of the box how to make the iPhone better than the Motorola, Nokia, or BlackBerry that were around at the time. Do you understand that? Remember, when iPhone started, there was no Samsung. Samsung was just a normal phone at its beginning, right? Motorola was just a normal phone. Nokia was your black and white banana, right? BlackBerry was a black and white digital smartphone which had problems, and that's why it's no longer on the market. When the iPhone came to the market, everybody decided to catch up. Samsung is now making smartphones. Huawei is now making smartphones. But why? It was because of the creativity and innovation that Steve Jobs brought through him and his team. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? I'm going to leave you with a famous quote. Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." Does everybody know that quote? Did anybody, somebody just wrote it for me. They must have known I'm going to say it. Thank you, Christina. I'm going to say this again to all of you. Whatever you do in life, everybody repeat after me. Come on, everyone. Stay hungry, stay foolish. By staying foolish, you stay creative, you stay innovative. Don't live the life of your grandmother, live your own life. Do you understand that, Ong Sui Myo? I want to see you become a millionaire, Ong. I see that in your look, all right? Okay? Now, remember, I keep telling you, Miss Anu will tell you, Mr. Wally has his own line. Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish, right? I have my own line, right? What is my own line? Believe in yourself. Everybody say it. I believe in myself. Everyone, come on. That's it. Look at it. Look at it. Salvation, could you do that again? Miss Anu, look at Salvation. Good luck to you. God bless you, young lady. All right. Okay, everyone. Let's try again. Let's try with the other group here. Who have I got? Saptina. MT Saptina. Let me hear you say it again. I believe in myself. Come on, show me the hands. Give her a big hand, everyone. God bless you all. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Christina. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter what philosophies I teach you about innovation, no matter what technical science I teach you about HR, HR is not any job. HR is dealing with people. HR is people science. You're not buying books, paper, sugar, or flour. When Anu goes to recruit people, she's not going to buy paper for the office. She's dealing with human element. Human element who has feelings. When they work for you, they expect to be paid so they can feed their family, right? HR is one of the most critical elements in a company's business strategy because your people are your most valuable asset. Yes, I know, I know. And Ong Sui Myo is going to come up with a smart line in a minute. Hold on, Mr. Wally. What about artificial intelligence? Do we really need people, right? Ong Myo? I knew you were going to come up with that. But let me tell you, artificial intelligence cannot take over people in every job. And if you think that, you've got a long way to go. Artificial intelligence is suited for some mechanical routine jobs where you don't need people. But when it comes to serving food to people, when it comes to treating people in hospital, when it comes to educating people, when it comes to looking after the elderly, when it comes to going to your hairdressing salon, you're still going to need people. So artificial intelligence is good in some mechanical, rhetorical jobs, but you can't say that IT will take over. It won't. It will only replace certain jobs. So don't ever believe in anybody that tells you, hey, take my low salary because one day artificial intelligence will replace you. If they say that to you, say thank you. One day you'll have no staff. I'll keep looking. Do you all understand that, guys? Yes or no? But don't be greedy, huh? Make sure that the salary they're offering you is in accordance with the market. Don't just say that because I told you, because then you may end up unemployed. All right, everyone? And if you're not sure, ask me before you say anything. Does everybody understand that? I can just see Christina going to her boss tomorrow. Hey, boss, you're not paying me enough. Goodbye. Why? Mr. Wally told me I need to look for a higher salary. Don't do that, Christina. All right? Check first. Don't be foolish. All right? Okay. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yeah, I know, everyone. I know. Okay. And Miss Anu is looking at me and smiling because soon she's going for holidays and I will be alone during this talk. All right. I'm going to miss you, Miss Anu. You have to hurry up and come back fast. All right. Okay. Okay. So does everybody understand what we mean by innovation and creativity in business? Yes or no? And does everybody understand the importance of people in any business strategy? Can you put your hands up? Very good. Let's go back to our slides, guys. Okay. All right, let's go back to our slides, everyone, please. Come on, hurry up. Okay, so let's look at the role of innovation in some of the world's largest companies. 3UK is a telecommunications provider in the United Kingdom. They implemented a well-being strategy to support their employees throughout the introduction of 5G and beyond. Some of the initiatives included a free flu jab, free flu vaccination, a meeting-free period on Wednesdays, and 3 paid days off a year for personal moments. So what they said is, we'll give you a voucher to go to any clinic and get flu vaccination, and we'll give you a meeting-free period on Wednesdays where you have no meetings and could get yourself organized. And on 3 days every year, you can claim an off day without a medical certificate that won't affect your leave. The strategy's success is evident in that from the minute they introduced that, they got 83% of office employees not taking sick leave anymore. Sick leave came to a standstill because people did not need to take sick leave just to have a rest, because their well-being was now looked after and the company allowed them to claim 3 days off a year without a medical certificate, without losing or using their leave entitlements. What more, the flu jab program reduced sick pay by 25%. This is all part of the employee value proposition innovation. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very good. Let's look at Steve Jobs. Apple's HR strategy. Apple is known as a different company in many ways. Instead of promising work-life balance, Apple emphasizes hard work for all employees. Apple says, work hard, get rewarded. You don't want to work hard and get a high salary, go somewhere else. You finish your work in 3 hours, that's okay, as long as you deliver what we expect. The Apple career concept is for employees to have their careers rather than their promising careers advancement, okay? Okay, so with Apple, you drive your career. The harder you work, the quicker you get promoted. Apple do not push you, you push yourself. Employees should inquire about other jobs in different units within Apple. So Apple will not say, can I promote you to this department? It's your responsibility within Apple to apply for promotion or transfer to expand your career development. Why does Apple do differently in talent management? Or what does Apple do differently? Apple doesn't tell its employees about training they need to attend. Instead, Apple outsources this work to its employees. What does it mean? I'll give you an example. Okay, listen carefully. Marissa and Aileen work in Apple's corporate sales department. Okay, they've been there for 2 years. Apple won't go and say to Aileen, you need to improve your sales results to get promoted to sales manager. Aileen must go out and learn how to be a better sales manager and apply for a promotion herself. She needs to compete against her teammates herself, not the company put her into the limelight. So, Apple do not tell her what to learn. It's up to Aileen to apply to Apple to say, I need to get this training for my career advancement, and they will approve it for her. Or they'll say to her, you're not ready, but it's up to her to ask. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Apple does not write Aileen's training program. Aileen writes it for herself because she knows what her career aspirations are. Does everybody understand that about innovation? Now, for some of you, you're not motivated enough, and you might find, well, hold on, there's no point. But it's wrong. I wish every company did this because it's an employee value proposition. You can grow as fast as you want, providing you have your own plan and tell Apple what you want to learn so you can reach those objectives. And Apple will make that happen for you. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? All right. Does anybody have any questions about anything we've learnt today? Can we switch off the PowerPoint, please? What I'll do now, Miss Anu, can we put the link for today's lesson into the chat? Only the lesson material for now, and only for the people who's still in the class. However, everybody else will get the link to the lesson, plus manpower planning, and the software I told you about. You'll get that when you get your certificate.